Hello and welcome to Library Orientation for Professor Ashford's ITEC 2215. I am Natalie Edwards and I'm one of the librarians with Middle Georgia State University Library. Today we will review library resources, search strategies, locating and evaluating reputable sources, narrowing your topic, APA citation, and I will demonstrate how to perform a search in Galileo. We have research guides created and maintained by MGA librarians to assist you with your research. There is a guide to help you with research of every subject, and as you can see here, we have specific guides for some classes. In our guides, we help you throughout the research process. Galileo is a virtual library that allows you to search through over 100 databases and through thousands of scholarly journals and periodicals. There is a difference between searching in Galileo and a database. Since Galileo is searching all of our databases, the results will be broad. If the results are too broad, you can search directly in a database using Galileo's All Databases link. Before you start researching, you want a research plan. Start by researching a broad topic in Galileo. You can narrow your topic based on your background research. Narrowing your topic will help create a manageable search question. Using your research question and background research, you can develop a thesis statement. Your search terms can be the important words in your thesis statement, synonyms of those terms, and other related terms. Now we can move on to search techniques. Galileo and other databases are unable to understand full sentences, so it is important to break your topic down into searchable terms. Keeping a list of search terms is an important part of your research plan. By knowing which terms received relevant results, you save yourself from repeating unsuccessful searches. In this example, our thesis is risk management is an important part of cybersecurity in business. The search terms will be risk management, cybersecurity, and business. You can expand these search terms to related terms or synonyms if needed. Expanding your search terms will broaden your search results. The way we communicate to Galileo and databases how these terms relate to one another is through boolean operators. These consist of and, or, and not. These operators should be capitalized in your search. And communicates that you want results containing all your terms and thus fewer results. Or communicates that results should have one term or the other. This is great for synonyms and related terms, as some writers might prefer one term over the other. For example, woman or female will retrieve results that have one term or the other present. Not eliminates results that include unwanted terms. For instance, if you're researching the English Civil War, you might want to research Civil War and not America to make your results more relevant. On the MGA Library homepage, you will see links to our research guides and Galileo. If you scroll down, you'll also notice our chat service here. This chat service is available during library hours, which are found here. If you ever have a quick question, please feel free to type it in this chat, and a MGA librarian will be there to answer you. You can also text us here or email us here at library@mga.edu. Now let's go to Galileo. You'll notice two different search options in Galileo. You have the bento search, which will arrange your results by type of results. It's great for simple searches, but if you need to narrow your results, you should use classic or advanced search. Your classic search is going to arrange your results in list form. Let's do a classic search. I'm going to enter our search terms from earlier. You'll notice I put quotes around risk management. That is because since it is a multi-word search term, by putting it in quotes, I'm telling Galileo that these two words should stick together. You'll notice we have a lot of results, but we haven't limited or searched any. First, what I like to do is here on the side, I like to limit my results to full text. That is going to kick out any results that I don't have full access to. If your assignment requires scholarly peer-reviewed journals, you have that option right below the full text option. And that narrowed my results a lot more. If you have any publication date requirements, that will also be on the left side. For instance, these results start in 1984 and end this year in 2023. If I needed to change that, I could do it here using the date slider or one of these options below. But right now, I don't need to narrow down the date. Let's take a look at this second result. These are going to be your article details here. This will be the information that you use to cite your source. When you're ready to read your source, you can use this PDF full text here on the left side. You're welcome to read your article here in Galileo, or you can print it or save it. You have those options here, but you also have them somewhere else. I'm going to go back to the detailed record and show you. Here on the right side, you'll see these Galileo tools. These are great. If you use Google Drive or OneDrive, you can save your article there. You can print it here. You can email it to yourself here. You can save it. You can cite it. And if you ever need to save a link, you want to use this permalink. This is true for any Galileo search or database you may use. Chances are this address here at the top will time out, and when you try to click on that later on, you'll get a 404 page. But if you use the permalink, you or anybody else can use this link to get directly to this article. Now back to this cite option. The cite option is a great starter, but this citation has been created by a computer and not a person, so it's possible that there's mistakes. You always want to check it because it's you that's going to be graded, it's not the computer. We found an article, but is it what we need? An easy way to remember how to vet your sources is to go through the 5 W's. Who wrote it? Are they an expert in the subject? You can always do a quick search for the author to see their credentials. What is the purpose of the article? Is the purpose to educate or to entertain? Chances are, if you're writing a research paper, you want sources that focus on educating readers on the topic rather than entertaining. Do they cite sources? You can sometimes find sources that are also useful to you in the reference section of articles. Where was it published? Was it published by a magazine, academic journal, or possibly self-published? If you want a scholarly source, you want it to come from an academic source. You can always do a quick search of the publisher to find out if it's scholarly. Yale University Press is more scholarly than People magazine. It's also a clever idea if you are unsure to check where their references came from. Are they from other scholarly sources? Why is this source useful? Does it help support your thesis? Is it more or less useful than other sources you found? If you're citing a website, you can get a quick gauge on the authority of the source based on the domain. .edu websites are educational and normally scholarly, and Gov and MIL are both government websites and trusted. Citing your articles is incredibly important for academic work. The reason we cite our information is to give credit to the sources we use and avoid plagiarism. It also allows our readers to locate our sources for their own education, and it demonstrates that we are building on and interacting with other scholars in our field. You should cite whenever you quote, summarize, or paraphrase someone else's words, ideas, or creation. If you do not properly cite, you run the risk of plagiarizing. You should cite both in your reference list and in text. Citing in text allows your users to quickly identify your sources. For your assignment, you'll be using APA citations. MGA has created a citation research guide available in our research guides. Purdue is also a helpful tool when citing sources. Remember that researching is a process of trial and error. Do not get discouraged if your first searches are unsuccessful. If you have trouble or want guidance, contact a librarian for help. Always make sure to keep notes on what searches were successful and email yourself a copy of your sources. Also, save the permalink, not the web address. Thank you for attending this library orientation. Have a great day.